Okay, so here I am sharing with you two different types of green teas. And the only difference between these two is one has matcha, that is the one that is to the left, and the other one does not. They're both green teas. They're both an organic roasted brown rice tea, also referred to as Yuki Genmaicha. Okay, so that simply just translate into the Japanese. So these are from a company that I've sourced from in Japan, southern Japan, where I live, and they just have quite a number of teas that I just love. So I'm going to walk you through these two here briefly, and maybe there's something that you might consider having in your staple. With that said, here's what they look like up close and personal. To the left is just your regular brown rice tea. As you can see in there, you've got the rice bits with the loose leaf tea. And then moving to the right, you can see that color difference there. Well, guess what? That's that matcha. That's that green tea powder added into the mix. And so we're gonna brew up first the regular brown rice tea, and then we're gonna brew up after that the matcha iri, or the matcha addition tea. So let's do that quickly. So oftentimes what I like to use is heated water on tap. And that's what you can see here. So you got your hot and you got your cold. And what I love about this, it's instant. It's not boiling water. Roughly 175 degrees, which is what you want for your green tea. So this is absolutely fantastic. But I get it. Everybody doesn't have one of these. You've already got some portable. You've also got some portable ones out there if you want to shop online. So what I like to use is a small teapot typically. What you've got here is something I purchased from Teavana several years ago. Holds about 2 cups. As you see, it's got a filter and a strainer. You insert your loose leaf tea in there. You put your water at the bottom, or you fill your water at the bottom, and you're good to go. That's simple. So immediately you see that variation, right? You've got your green here, and you've got your regular brown rice. So you've got your, forgive me, your matcha here, and you can just see from the get go that matcha green really comes through. Whereas you've got a bit more amber yellow here, it's certainly more green here where you've got the matcha. And in my favorite mug, that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna get, as you can see, you can't even see the bottom this time around. You can't even see the bottom of the mug. So I'm definitely gonna get a bit more of that matcha taste and that matcha flavor, which I just love. Now, when we're talking about what it looks like on the dry down, it's not gonna be much different. I mean, again, it's also a roasted brown rice tea. However, only difference being the matcha powder. Smell on the dry down, you get again the rice coming through, and it's so flavorful. So now let's go ahead and taste it. And don't worry, what you're seeing here is just some of the loose leaf deposits. All right, let's taste. So here we are, folks. This is my favorite mug. I've had this for several years. It was gifted to me by a friend. But now let's talk a little bit about the taste, right? You've got that matcha green rice tea, and you've also got your regular, forgive me, brown rice tea. And the difference is noticeable. You've got the matcha in the one. Matcha is just this beautiful, especially high quality matcha. It's just this very beautiful, thick tea that you can just savor and enjoy. And it really just, it adds a bit of culture, if you will. And I know that matcha has become fairly popular here in the last several years, but good matcha is noticeably different in taste, in texture, in sensory appeal. So how I would position these two, well, if you're going for your matcha, I would say save that for a dessert, right? In Japan, traditionally, if you're drinking this, you're going to have it with along with a rice cake, something nice and sweet that you can pair it to. Whereas in the case of the regular organic roasted brown rice tea, I'd say you have this with a meal, even have it before a meal. So really, it all comes down to personal taste. Me myself, when it comes to my matcha tea, I like to have it with a dessert, or I like to have it at the end of an evening when I'm relaxing. You know, maybe with some friends, maybe with some family. and just kicking back. Whereas when it comes to a regular dish, or even just say something ahead of my day, I would lean more into the roasted brown rice tea and save this for the evening. As always, thank you so much for being a part of the Whiskey Tea and Flower family. I'm James. Goodbye.